Makers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Citi Prime News. My name is Zoe Abube-Eduardo, and I'm here with
Wilma Obobisa Coleman.
The news is live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. Coming up, heavy security deployed to Danso in the Bosomefreho district of the Ashanti region as residents protest the launch of government's community mining program.
We have the policemen and some military patrols. I think the purpose of their presence is to ensure sanity, orderliness. They are not there to intimidate anybody.
Also coming up, Speaker of Parliament urges swift action from Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee on the anti-LGBT bill for possible passage next week.
We know how dear our people hold the critical nature of that bill, and so we should please move to make sure it is passed.
Still ahead, Ghana Education Service prepares special calendar for affected schools within the areas affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage to make up for lost contact hours. Meanwhile, government looks for other funding support as it seeks to restore properties of affected victims of the dam spillage. And later, Interior Ministry imposes curfew in Nkwanta following renewed clashes there. This news is also live on all our partner stations across the country. We are live in the Western region on Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade Bono region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani Ashanti region, Focus 94.3 FM, and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Revival 99.3 FM in Tajevu. Northern region, Radio Bembela 91.9 FM. Upper East, Tanga 93.7 FM in Boga. Upper West, Drapa 96.1 FM and Tunsong 97.3 FM in Wa. Across the globe, we are live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for your time this afternoon. Now, there is heavy security deployment at Danso in the Bosomefreho district of the Ashanti region due to threats by residents to resist government's community mining program. The residents had protested, expressing concerns about environmental degradation caused by illegal miners. They feared the new mining program might endanger their water source. The community mining program launch, scheduled by the Lands and Natural Water and Natural Resources Ministry, faced resistance. The district chief executive, Kofi Edua-Moating, asserted that the security deployment is aimed to maintain order amid the residents' objections.
I think there had been earlier negotiations as to what the needs of the community. Yeah, so I was talking to some of them and I said the commissioning wouldn't be the beginning and the last of the whole thing. I think after commissioning, to bring their needs, I think they have mentioned some of them to their financier. Others, or even what they have mentioned earlier, can be brought back again so that they look at it for the community. And I think it's going to benefit the people of the community in the area of their local economy and for that matter, Bosomefreho at large. I took office just about 3 months ago. Before my coming to office, there had been the first engagement and they went again to do the second one yesterday, for which the rep of the overlord of Bosomefreho, that is Berima Ofiakwesi Okujesu at Kukufumayene, his rep was there, and they tried to engage the community to explain things for them. I think opportunity was even offered for them to ask questions, and I think in the questions and answers, that is where those who opposed and those who were for, I think there were some sort of disagreement between the two, and they brought the whole matter to an end. We have the policemen and some military patrols. I think the purpose of their presence is to ensure sanity, orderliness. They are not there to intimidate anybody, but to ensure once is a government project. Who am I as the rep of the president to oppose it? So I'm for anything that the government intends doing, so long as it will benefit the people of this district. I'm for it.
So that was the district chief executive for Bosemefreho, Kofi Edu Amoating.
Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has instructed the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee to expedite work on the anti-LGBT bill to ensure its passage by the following week. The bill currently is in consideration stage, aims to prescribe LGBT plus and related activities, prohibit propaganda, advocacy, or promotion of such activities, and provide protection and support for children and individuals involved in or accused of LGBTQ plus activities. The Speaker emphasized the urgency of passing the bill during proceedings with the committee's chairman.
You know the most important bill I'm referring to. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, I'm aware, but Mr. Speaker had directed us to iron out some creases. So I've discussed it with the ranking member, and very soon we'll see you in chambers before the most important bill is discussed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The most important bill, and I insist that next week we have to take it and finish it. It's been pending for a long time, and questions are being raised. You know, when you delay in doing some of these things, it creates suspicion. And we know how dear our people hold the critical nature of that bill. And so we should please move to make sure it is passed.
You heard the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin.
Now, the lead sponsor of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, Sam Nate George, has asserted that Ghana will not face severe repercussions if the United States decides to sever business ties with the country. This statement follows warnings from the U.S. ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer, who stated that the passage of the anti-LGBTQ plus bill could impact investment and trade relations between the two nations. However, Sam George, in contrast to the warning, expressed the view that there will not be a significant impact on both domestic policy and international relations for Ghana. He made these comments in an interview on Joy News.
Now, I'm looking at the U.S. Department of Commerce website, the International Trade Administration's own report on Ghana-U.S. trade. And it says that the major trade items between Ghana and the U.S. was basically cocoa, crude, and gold. Those are the major exports from Ghana to the U.S. Now, if you look at the companies in that space that are exporting cocoa powder, cocoa paste, or looking at exporting crude oil to the United States, those are not Ghanaian companies, those are American companies. So yes, it is reflecting as Ghanaian trade to the US, but it is not Ghanaian companies and it's not Ghanaians who are making that, who are earning that money. It's American companies working in Ghana and exporting Ghanaian products to America, because Ghana is going to pass a law that majority of Ghanaians support. An oil business close up shop in Ghana and leave Ghana. Do you think that because the American ambassador has just said this, cocoa buying company, license buying companies will close up shop and leave? They won't.
Sam Nate George is the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram and lead sponsor for the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaians Family Values Bill.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has deferred the debate on the 2024 budget due to the absence of a representative from the Finance Ministry in the House. The Minority Caucus raised concerns about the non-attendance of the ministers and deputies at the Finance Ministry and the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, who were expected to present reports related to their sectors. First Deputy Minority Whip Ahmed Ibrahim and Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu, expressed their concerns about the absence of the ministers.
The fact that you double as leader of government business and lead minister of parliamentary affairs does not make you to be laying all the papers in all the sectors on behalf of the ministers. Mr. Speaker, we may not challenge this. We'll give you the opportunity for this, but going forward, call the ministers to be present in parliament every day. Members are here, they want to be ministers, and you are privileged to be ministers. Come and do the work, and you are not here. Even he himself wanted to. Last week after this, you will be making an excuse for to lay it on behalf of another minister. Okay, lay it on behalf of the local government. And let's see what will happen.
Finance has another Minister of State and probably 2 other deputies. Mr. Speaker, budget oversight is our most important oversight function as Parliament. And budget oversight means a lot for the Ghanaian people. This is where we assure them that indeed the Parliament of Ghana controls the public purse and supervises the public purse for their good. It's important that the Minister for Finance sit in. Mr. Speaker, the comments we pass here are not for comments' sake. We want an improvement in the economic governance and economic management of this country. Then you have, as I've said, I'm aware the minister is abroad, negotiating with external creditors, but at least, leader, where are the other ministers or deputy? At least fair to the lady and honorable ourselves. She's always here. I'm fair to her. But at least, Mr. Speaker, before you say we should debate the budget, where is your representative from the Ministry of Finance?
You heard the first Deputy Minority Whip Ahmed Ibrahim and Member of Parliament for Tamale South Haruna Idrisu.
So the Speaker of Parliament's deferment of the debate on the 2024 budget happened earlier in Parliament today, as stated. Now let's speak to our parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okain, who is joining us live for more on this. Good afternoon, Ni Ayikwe Okain. Now this happened earlier. What's the latest?
Good afternoon, Zoe. So as we speak, the debate has resumed after the Deputy Finance Minister, Abino Sayasari, appeared in Parliament. Earlier the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, deferred the debate, the second day of the debate on the 2024 budget, following concerns by the Minority Caucus that if for nothing at all, at least, we should have a Deputy Minister available for the debate to take place, because the contributions that have been made are expected to be absorbed by the government to be able to, work on itself to improve the economy. So the Speaker sided with the minority on this particular concern and that suspended the debate until we had the Deputy Finance Minister appearing before Parliament for the debate to resume. So currently we have the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Afenyomaken, making a submission on the 2024 budget presented by the Finance Minister, Ken Oforiatta.
All right, that was our parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okain, giving us an update on happenings in Parliament. Earlier, the Speaker of Parliament had deferred the debate on the 2024 budget due to the absence of a representative from the Finance Ministry. But as you understand now, a Deputy Finance Minister, Abna Oseasari, is in the House now, and so that debate is continuing. We'll bring you an update in our subsequent bulletins on what happens in Parliament. We'll bring you some more stories, and this time we are going to the Volta region, where 8 persons have lost their lives. The incident involved a 207 Benz bus transporting goods and passengers from Abotoase to Sugakope. A brake failure during the bus's descent led to a collision with a Zoom Lion refuse truck. Initial reports indicated 7 fatalities, including infants and children. Let's hear from a nurse at the Home Municipal Hospital who has indicated that some children lost their lives in the tragedy.
So I was at our facility yesterday when a car rushed in, dead children, injured children, and injured adults, especially men. So some were attended to at the facility, and then the rest that were severely injured were taken to the teaching hospital. So the children, those that were dead, will be probably about 10, and those that were severely injured too, the number I wouldn't know all, because some were in cars that we didn't see, and the rest went to Trafalgar.
So that was a nurse at the Home Municipal Hospital speaking to Citi News. Let's now hear from the Public Relations Officer of the Whole Teaching Hospital, Amos Jha, who has reassured the public that the injured victims are currently under medical care and displaying signs of recovery.
I received a call yesterday from a friend who was going back to the hotel, that's Sky Plus, from town, that he just met the accident on the way to Sky Plus. So I quickly have to rush here to inform the emergency nurses so that they should be on the alert because we anticipate influx of patients. True to that, I just met the first group of accident victims who were brought here. They were brought in taxis, actually. Some were brought in the tricycle, which they normally call keke here, and some were also brought in the pickup. Before eventually the ambulance also brought a couple of them. The situation was very bad. Some broken limbs, some had almost been severed, some were bleeding from all over the body. So after 2 hours, we were able to calm the situation. So as at 7:30, when I was leaving this place, we had a total of 30 people who have been brought here. This morning, when I checked, 2 others were brought from a municipal hospital, making 32 in all. My information is that we lost about 9 of them. 4 are kids and 5 are adults. For the kids, 3 were brought in dead, actually. But currently, those on admission, they are all responding to treatment. Some were taken to the theaters yesterday. They have been worked on. The kids among them have been taken to the pediatric units of our facility. All others are stable and they are responding to treatment.
So that was the public relations officer of the whole teaching hospital, Amos Ja.
We'll go to the Oti region where 8 people have reportedly died from gunshot wounds and renewed clashes in Nkwanta. The conflict erupted between tribes in the Nkwanta South municipality over this year's Yam Festival celebration. The clashes resulted in the burning of houses and many residents fled that town. In response, the Minister of Interior imposed a curfew on the town effective Tuesday, November 21 from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. to restore calm.
Let's now move to our earlier story where there is heavy security deployment at Danso in the Bosome-Freho district of the Ashanti region. Residents there are protesting the launch of government's community mining program scheduled to take place today. Hafiz Tijani is our correspondent in the Ashanti region. He joins us. Good afternoon, Hafiz. Has the program begun?
Well, so the program has begun and the chief for the area is just relaying the concerns of the residents to the Deputy Lands and Natural Resources Minister, who has led officials of the Minerals Commission and the Lands Commission, the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry to launch this program at Danso in the Bosome-Freho district. So the chief is saying that whatever agreement that has been said on paper or that has been documented should be complied with in terms of the rules upgrade in this area, because the concern for the residents is that the roads in this area is not good. They lack basic amenities like potable water, like places of convenience and good schools here. So they don't understand why there's mining in this area and there's no development in this area. So that was the point they were coming in to make. And they say that they are going to resist the activity that will take place, the program, the community mining program, because this year the community mining program could just result in the destruction of the vegetation, the forest cover here, and also the major water bodies. They have also been complaining for years about the kind of destruction illegal miners have caused to the environment. And they think that if this program is not going to be regulated properly, they will end up losing water bodies to activities of illegal miners who will be doing the mining and using the community mining program as basis for their activities. So that is the concern by residents. So the chief is just emphasizing the point that the government officials through the lands ministry should ensure that the amenities that will be provided in the community will be done, and that there will not be any destruction of the water bodies in this area, the concerns by the residents. So while coming here, some of the residents are still not happy about the launch of the program, but they are scared. They are not able to move to the side because of the police and military presence at the community. We are yet to get a response on this from the Lands Ministry on what they make of the resistance by the residents. But the DC we spoke to earlier has been assuring that they are going to ensure that all the agreements with the community members and the community leaders would be adhered to.
Okay, so has the government representative there, maybe at the Lands Commission, responded to the chief's concern of the people who are indicating that they do not want any form of mining there because of the distraction to their water, the source of water?
Well, the Deputy Lands Minister is here to address the gathering here, and we are also going to speak to him on the concerns the residents raised. But the chief said he has heard the concerns by the residents, and the DC also said that he has heard the concerns. But the people claim that they have not been engaged. Only yesterday that they saw officials of the Minerals Commission coming in to meet some opinion leaders in the area, and that the program is also expected today. But the DC is denying that. He says that there have been previous engagements with the opinion leaders and some residents within the area. So they have engaged with the people and they have agreed on some of the benefits the community will be having in terms of job creation, in terms of the upgrade of the roads here, and also the provision of basic amenities for the communities here. So the DC is insisting that there have been several engagements before today, but the residents still claim that there is no such engagement. That is why they were protesting for against the program.
Finally, the security detail in the area, is it at the premises of where the launch is happening or within the community?
Exactly, it's at the premises of where the program is happening currently, and we are having a military patrol within the area.
All right, thank you very much. That was Hafiz Tijani, who is our Ashanti regional correspondent.
Now, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, KMA, has called on all traders, particularly those operating during the night, to promptly pay levies to contribute to the development of the metropolis. This appeal comes in the wake of the KMA's introduction of night revenue collection implemented through the Home Improvement Brand Limited since September 2023, specifically targeting businesses operating after 5 p.m. to enhance revenue. Despite some resistance from night traders, the KMA, in a press release, stressed the obligation to comply with the Local Governance Act 936, Section 159 and Article 245B of the 1992 Constitution, urging traders to fulfill their levy obligations.
This is still the Citi Prime News. Stories we've been bringing you so far. Heavy security deployed to Danso in the Bosomefreho district of the Ashanti region as residents protest the launch of government's community mining program. We also heard from the Speaker of Parliament, who is urging swift action from the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee on the anti-LGBT bill for possible passage next week. Still to come, GES prepares special calendar for affected schools within areas affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage to make up for lost contact hours. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
you always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You will come back. Now, the Chief of Staff, Frema Osei-Opare, has mentioned that the government is seeking support to facilitate the second phase of the restoration of properties for victims affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage. She affirmed the government's commitment to restoring livelihoods, indicating that 40 million cedis has been set aside for this purpose. Speaking at a press conference in Accra as the chair of the Interministerial Committee appointed by the president to assess the situation in affected areas, she highlighted that the government's budget of 220 million cedis aims to sustain victims while ensuring that no one is left behind in all the affected areas.
So far, government has made available for relief efforts 40 million Ghana cedis between VRA and NADMO within the period. Government is committed to releasing additional funds as the various sectors carry out further needs assessment of the affected communities. I assure you, government is committed to improving the social and economic conditions of all affected persons in the communities. As announced by the Finance Minister, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, during the reading of the 2024 Budget and Economic Policy of Government on the floor of Parliament, government has budgeted an amount of 220 million Ghana cedis to support the relief phase for communities affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage, as well as floods upstream in Oti, Savannah, and Bono East regions. For the restoration phase, government through the Ministry of Agriculture will allocate additional resources to support the restoration of livelihood. Also, steps are being taken to secure additional funding from the World Bank and international climate-related resources to support affected communities.
That was the Chief of Staff, Frema Osei-Opare. Now, the Minister for Education, Dr. Osei Educhum, also noted that an emergency procurement is currently taking place to supply learning materials to affected students of the Akosombo Dam spillage.
Understand that there were some schools initially that became safe havens for the communities, and rightly so. That is what is done anywhere in the world. When there's a disaster, schools become safe havens temporarily. So within a short period of time, we'll be able to, in a number of cases, provide alternative arrangement for the students who have education. There are places where students are returned to school. I'll just give you the overall summary and then some specific examples. Specifically, 42,526 learners and 1,561 teachers in 121 schools were affected by the spillage. In Volta region, Keta, North Tongue, Central Tongue, Ketu South, Pando, Savdai were affected by the spillage. Across the board, some kind of education opportunity have been extended to all students. In some cases, they've gone back to their schools. In other cases, we've moved them from some schools to others so that they can be accommodated to get some quality education. 2 high schools were affected, Senkisito and Komboni. Komboni is a technical school. And, of course, the flooding has affected some equipment. This was a school that was retooled by the president with state-of-the-art equipment. So the organization that provided the opportunity for us to do the retooling have gone back. They've done evaluation. They think they have to replace a number of items. AVIC from China, they are ready to do that. and they are working on that so that we can get all the equipment that can no longer function to function again. So Komboni is doing well. The same cannot be said about St. Kizito. In the case of St. Kizito, it was not directly affected by the spillage, except that the school became a safe haven. So the community have taken over the school. The assessment we did was that by the end of the week, we may get the community at a better location or safer place or back to their homes, and then St. Kizito can then open. So we have postponed school reopening for St. Kizito, which is a high school at Mepe. Now, what we have taken a look at is that now that the water is receding, we've looked at facilities. We are looking at opportunity for rehabilitation, and where we need to build a new school, we have an opportunity to do so. So, in the meantime, students affected are in different locations and they are learning. The goal is to make sure that the students are not left behind anywhere in the areas that have experienced the spillage. We also understand that in many of those schools, their textbooks were destroyed. Teaching and learning materials have been destroyed. So we are going through an emergency procurement to make sure we can provide teaching and learning materials to all those schools that have been affected.
That's the Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum.
We'll stay a little while longer on the Akosombo Dam because former Chief Executive Officer of the Volta River Authority, Engineer Kek Kofi, has affirmed that the integrity of the dam remains intact and is expected to endure for the next 40 years. The spillage in October, which caused significant damage, was undertaken to prevent the jeopardizing of the dam's structural integrity. Speaking at a book launch on Ghana's energy policy, Engineer Kek Kofi said the spillage was a necessary decision for the safety of the dam.
Akosombo and Kpong Dam are in the best of conditions that Akosombo and Kpong Dam can stand any dam in the world. To be honest with you, not that I've worked there, but I know they have things in place. Akosombo have been retrofitted, modernized to take out for the next 40 years again. Bomb 2 has just been finished a few years back, has also been retrofitted, where the machines have all been replaced. The dam structure, they have things in place to make sure that the integrity of the dam is not compromised. Okay, so the 2 hydro plants are in the best of conditions, I can assure you. The workers are also the best you can get anywhere, properly trained, and they are managing those facilities very well. No. I've worked there, I've been out of that place for a number of years now, but I can assure you, the system has said that it can go wrong. The recent challenge with the flooding, I believe that's something that has happened, and certainly will not happen again. But then, as I said, you need to protect the dam more than because if the dam collapses, everybody downstream will go anyway. So they did the right thing. But I can assure you, the dam is in the best hands and in the best condition.
You heard the former CEO of the Volta River Authority, Engineer Kek Kofi.
Let's do some politics now. Former Member of Parliament for the Adentan constituency, Yaboabian Samoa, has asserted that the leadership of the New Patriotic Party has lost its control to the executive arm of government and now operates according to the dictates of the president. Mr. Boabian Samoa, along with 3 others, was expelled from the party for supporting an independent presidential candidate instead of the duly elected flag bearer. Speaking in an interview on Citi TV's face-to-face program with Umaru Sanda Amadou, the former MPP stalwart, now a member of the Movement for Change, said the party has become divided by factionalism, pushing it on a path of collapse.
The New Patriotic Party that I knew in the beginning is not the New Patriotic Party that exists now. It's become divided by heavy factionalism. Literally, it's been taken over by the executive. That's the blunt truth.
The government executive?
The party doesn't exist. The government has taken the party over. The personality of the president is overbearing and it controls that party. And that means that if you don't do the president's wish, if you are not in the president's good books, you are not useful to that party. That is the bottom line. That is what is happening.
Okay, but has he not been the one who built the party the most?
Alan Chemati is a founding member of the party.
At the time the party was being formed, if I hadn't been
an overzealous student and I hadn't been naive about structures and opportunities, I could have also been a founding member of the party. Many people have fought very, very hard. Some have lost their lives to build this party. No single individual can say. And indeed, in my own small way, as I sit here, you are saying that I've been part of it and I'm throwing it away. Has he built it more than I have? Has the president built a party more than I have?
So this.
You heard the former member of parliament for Adentan Yao Boabeng Asamoah.
Now, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has accused the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government of stifling freedom of expression among various heads of second cycle institutions. Mr. Mahama argues that school administrators have not been able to exercise their freedom of expression, particularly concerning issues facing the institutions due to fear of possible expulsion, while engaging students and staff of the Dadyesuaba Nursing and Midwifery College in the Ahafo region as part of his Building the Ghana We Want tour. The NDC flag bearer highlighted challenges within the educational sector and described the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government as an oppressive administration.
In any democracy in any country, the right to free speech is very important and free expression. When you suppress it, when things go wrong, you don't know. At the time I was president, we allowed people to speak freely. And so if things were not going well in schools, the headmasters, the teachers could complain and could talk. Unfortunately, that changed when the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia government came in. It was a very autocratic, vindictive government. And so if you were a teacher or a headmaster and things were not going well in your school or in the educational system, if you talked about it, they would either sack you or they'll transfer you. And so it instituted a culture of fear amongst public servants. And so even when things were going wrong, they could not voice it out. Look at this free SHS. A lot of things were not going very well with the implementation. And yet any headmaster who complained was victimized. And so today we all can see the results. The food is not good. The children complain every day about the quality of food that is given to them. The quality of education is falling. And you have an education minister who is tickling himself and laughing. He sets his own questions, marks his own script, and then praises himself for doing well.
That was the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama.
The Okada Riders Association of Ghana has declared support for the 24-hour economy proposal from the NDC flag bearer, John Mahama. This follows Mr. Mahama's proposal to introduce a 24-hour economy if voted for in 2024. In an interview, the president of the Okada Riders Association of Ghana, Michael Kofi Owusu, expressed excitement over the proposal, citing the creation of more jobs, among other reasons.
What is much important for us is that sometimes you be riding and then you are short of fuel, you have problem with your bike and all that, and then you need somebody to assess or to help you out to solve the problem. And if there's going to be 24 hours, meaning that the filling stations will be available anytime that we need them. Mobilizers will be in place working, our fitters will be in place and all that. And even they can be sure that when you need to buy any spare parts around any time of the day or of the night, you can easily have access to it and all that. So I think we think it's a good news to us, and then it's going to help us a lot. That way, maybe we will not pause or we will not stop when maybe meanwhile we have a lot to do and all that. And then because of security issue like this, we are afraid to go out. That is one. Maybe sometimes you don't even have to be pocketing and all that. So if, like I said, I've already elaborated on that, if there will be availability or access of getting any other thing that will make us move at any time within the day and the night, it's a good thing.
We do apologize for the poor quality of that sound, but that was the president of the Okada Riders Association of Ghana, Michael Kofi Owusu. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. My name is Zoe Abubeduado. I'm here with Wilma Obobisa Coleman. Still to come, we'll hear from the Parliamentary Service. It's been providing some clarity on a statement from the Lands Commission denying sale of the residence of the Speaker of Parliament. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
su a ɛyɛ nsuo na yɛnsa nso a ɛyɛ nsa.
Happy birthday to you.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Imagine this. Your employees spend 1/3 of their lives at work. That's 13,000 days or 110,000 hours dedicated to their jobs. At Old Mutual, we don't just see the numbers, we see the faces and the dreams behind them. With our tailored group life insurance and pension plans, you can provide your employees with employee benefit schemes that gives them peace of mind for their futures and for their families. Make the choice that shows your commitment to your employees today. Call 0509 551 609 or email corporate services at oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You all come back to the Citi Prime News. My name is Zoe Abubedu Ado. Now, the Speaker of Parliament at a breakfast meeting earlier this week indicated that his residence was almost sold. The Lands Commission subsequently issued a statement and said it was never sold to a private developer. The Parliamentary Service has issued a statement clarifying what the Speaker said, and I'll bring you excerpts of that statement signed by David Sebastian Damois, who is the Director of the Media Relations Department. And it says that we refer to the media stories on and reactions to a statement by the Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Babin, Speaker of Parliament, regarding the official residence of the Speaker of Parliament. It must be noted that Mr. Speaker stated the attempt at selling his official residence, which he made reference to during the Speaker's Breakfast Forum in Accra on Monday, 20th November 2023, the potential buyer proceeded to the Lands Commission for the necessary due diligence and realised the status of the property. That was when Mr. Speaker got to know about it. We also wish to state as follows. The Right Honourable Speaker did not say that the Speaker's official residence has been sold. What he said was that it was almost sold. The reactions by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Ministry of Works and Housing, and the Lands Commission so far have not tackled the subject matter of the alleged sale. A visit to the official residence of Right Honourable Speaker will unveil that almost all surrounding buildings and accompanying parcels of land have been sold out to private developers. High-rise apartments have been constructed all around, leaving the Speaker's residence as an island and endangering the safety and security of the Right Honourable Speaker. A trip down memory lane reveals that sometime in 2019, the official accommodation of a sitting clerk to Parliament located in Cantonment was sold to a private developer. Other properties assigned to Parliament have suffered similar fate. We are encouraged by the decision of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to investigate this matter and hope the investigations will establish who attempted to sell and who the potential buyer was. Transparency in this matter is of utmost importance for the sake of public confidence in state institutions. So that's a statement from the Parliamentary Service signed by David Sebastian Damois, who is the Director of Media Relations Department, giving clarity on a statement by the Speaker of Parliament on his residence being almost sold.
Now, to achieve United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, focusing on quality education, Ghana requires an increased number of trained teachers. However, at the St. Joseph's College of Education in Bechem, Ahafo region, female students and teaching staff face challenges in finding suitable accommodation, hindering effective teaching and learning. 3 crucial projects aimed at alleviating this issue have been abandoned, leaving the institution struggling. Citi News' Michael Sapong-Fung visited the college and filed the following report.
We do apologize. We have a technical challenge there. We'll bring you. Let's now hear that report filed by City News' Michael Sapongufum.
The St. Joseph's College of Education in Bechem, located in the Half region, was founded 75 years ago and has consistently delivered high-quality teacher training throughout its history. Initially starting with just 20 students, the college's current student body has grown significantly, with a total population of 1,335 students, comprising 694 males and 641 females. Despite this growth, a pressing issue is the lack of sufficient infrastructure, which is hindering the college's ability to increase the enrollment of female science students from 30% to the desired 45%. This challenge is exacerbated by the abandonment of 3 crucial projects that were meant to alleviate the institution's infrastructure woes. The construction of 2-story 8-unit staff bungalow was initiated in 2010 but has stalled at the roofing stage and has since been taken over by weeds. Also, the construction of a 2-story dormitory block funded by Get Fund, which commenced in 2015 to alleviate the housing issues for female students, has unfortunately been abandoned. Apart from the halted female dormitory project, construction of a 2-story new administration block, which commenced in 2016, has also come to a standstill. Some of the students have voiced their concerns regarding the impact these infrastructure challenges have on their academic experience.
So one major problem we are facing on campus right now as females is the accommodation problem. See, the rooms available used to take 7 people in a room. 7 people, but right now we are taking like 25 in a room. So our dormitories are overcrowded. And because of that, it's really affecting us, especially in our learning. Because our dormitories are few, the bathhouse too is few, and then we are overpopulated there. So sometimes you're supposed to wait for somebody to finish bathing before you also bath. And individual differences. Somebody will take 2 minutes to bath, others will take 5 minutes to bath. And because of that, people will be going to class late.
If you go to the ladies' dormitory or hall of residence as I speak to you right now, behind the ladies' hall of residence, there is uncompleted hall of residence which can accommodate about 300 students at a time. But it is a Get Fund project, but it has come to a halt for about 3 or 4 years now. So we are appealing to Get Fund, to the government to release funds to Get Fund to complete that project so that we can accommodate some of the ladies there.
When we come to St. Joseph's College of Education, most of our tutors are living outside campus. And if this problem persists, it is going to affect our teaching and learning, most especially our students. Because sometimes when you go to classroom, it is not all that the lecturers teach us that we get it at the first sight, but rather when we close from lectures, we have to also consult our lecturers for further explanation. But since they are living outside campus, we have to call them on phones. We find it difficult to get in touch with them. But unfortunately, due to our poor network system, sometimes we will call on them and we cannot reach out to them. And so we call on our stakeholders, alumni, and also government to come to our aid, building some structures for our lecturers who are living outside campus so that they assist us academically.
2 tutors also expressed their concern about the infrastructure deficit.
Our colleges of education are boarding institutions. And as a boarding institution, with the students, there should be a good number of staff members here with them so that, training, information can take place effectively. If majority of staff members are staying outside the school, it affects discipline, and even if staff members want to have extra classes, evening classes, and the weekend classes with the students, it becomes very difficult. Some of our tutors are coming from as far as Techiman, Sunyane, Kumasi, and other places. And with that, they cannot stay on campus to have effective lectures with the students. So if we are able to accommodate majority, maybe 80%, 90%, then they will use the evenings and other times available to have extra classes with the students. But as it stands now, we are facing a lot of challenges regarding staff accommodation, both teaching and non-teaching. And I think if the government comes to our aid to complete the one already started in this school, it will help the school and it will help the community as well.
We have a big challenge with regards to staff accommodation. I've been here for the past 18 years, and I'm not staying on campus. I'm the academic affairs officer. I commute from my house every day, and at times during weekends, I have to be here. It's affecting me because the little that I have, I use it to buy fuel, and that is draining my coffers. So if staff members, those of us who are having positions can be accommodated here, I think it will be better for us. Some bungalows were started as far back as 2010. And as of now, those bungalows have not been completed for staff members to occupy. And this is having a toll on the staff members.
The acting principal of the institution, Isaac Godfred Entry, is calling for the swift completion of the abandoned projects.
You know, the government has initiated 4 projects. 3 of the projects have been styled at various levels. Some of them are at roofing level, some of them are at lintel level. And we believe, as a matter of agency, if government, through GTech, can release funds to complete the project, it will help solve a lot of our problems.
The management at the St. Joseph's College of Education at Bechem is urging the Ministry of Education through GetFund to ensure that all abandoned projects in this institution are completed. From Bechem in the Half region, I am Michael Saponifum for Citi.
Now, Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Mark Okwei-Kumante, has stated that he cannot support a group of creative artists in court challenging a directive by the Food and Drugs Authority, the FDA. The FDA had prohibited celebrities and well-known personalities from advertising alcoholic products in 2015 to prevent children from being influenced into alcoholism. Mr. Okwei-Kumante, speaking at a news conference in Accra, says it is important to allow the law to take its full course in this matter.
We say creative people should not advertise for alcoholic beverages. So they are not. The same alcoholic beverages cross over to Nigeria, and they're advertising through the Nigerian stars. And we are watching on our phones. Our children are watching. So that's why I said it's ambiguous. We need to sit, all stakeholders, and then find a midpoint where we can have that control.
Creatives are in court currently to challenge a directive by the Food and Drugs authorities banning them from promoting alcoholic beverages. What is your own position on that?
I'm a law student. It's good we test the law. The law lies in the bosom of the judge.
But shouldn't you be holding brief for them? They are creatives. They are your people.
The fact that they are creative doesn't mean if something is wrong. The fact that they are creative, I should hold brief.
You heard Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Mark Okwei-Kumante, in that interview with Fauzu Masaudu.
Officials of Swedru Senior High School in the Central Region are expressing concern over stalled GetFund projects in the school, saying it will affect academic activities. Further details are provided by our correspondent Calvus Tete in the following report.
Swedru Senior High School faces significant challenges due to prolonged delays in completing vital projects like the dining hall, teachers' bungalow, and a girls' hostel. This delay is adversely affecting teaching activities, particularly with staff accommodation left unattended to for over a year. The girls' hostel, though technically handed over to the school, lacks proper walls, posing a safety hazard for students and contributing to the dormitory overcrowding. Notably, Citi News observed that most projects are on the verge of completion and merely require a final push for their successful completion. However, the headmistress, Golda Isiandam, expresses frustration in engaging GetFund Secretariat authorities to expedite the project's completion.
So for the girls' dormitory, I can see that a technical handing over has been done. But then the challenge with that building is that where it is sited, we cannot have the girls there without any wall around the house. It can't work. And so the wall actually wasn't part of the project, but the old students, through their benevolence, have started. And it's about 70% complete. That is the school wall. And so as we speak, if the wall is completed, then we can move girls in. Without the wall, we cannot have the students in there. And then secondly is the staff accommodation. Now we are talking about a project that would accommodate 8 teachers. Now the problem now is that it's been abandoned for some time, over a year. We can talk about that. When you talk to the contractor, all that he speaks about is funds, no release of funds. And so we are appealing to the authorities. The building, we have part of it, about 95% complete, and then the other two, about 60% complete. I believe that if funds are released to the contractor, he should be able to complete it. And we'll have 8 teachers coming on campus.
Reverend John Intim Fodwo, the Deputy Minister for Education, reassures the public that the Education Ministry is wholeheartedly committed to completing all GET Fund projects, including those at the Swedro Senior High School.
Contractor has abandoned site for over a year now. A very urgent action is going to be taken to ensure whatever challenge the contractor is facing is resolved. And if it is actually the fault of the contractor, it is terminated for a new contractor to come and complete it for use by our staff. We want the staff to stay on campus to help in supervision, to guide and mentor our students. So having invested that much in that project, we want to ensure whatever is left is done to hand it over to the school for use. But this is clearly a demonstration of the huge investment that the government has put into expanding infrastructure across our second cycle institution. Since the introduction of free SHS, we have seen over 2,000 projects that were started between 2017 and now. And over 80% of those projects have been completed and handed over. And the few that are at various stages of completion, we are committed. Dr. Yaoseduchum, the Minister for Education, is very much poised to ensure the timeless completion of those that are at various stages. And that is one of the essence of my visits.
Carvis Tete, City News, Aguna Swedro.
And here in Accra, my name is Zoe Abubedu Ado, and I'm here with
Wilma Obobisa Coleman.
Stories we've been bringing you so far: heavy security deployed to Danso in the Bosomefreho district of the Ashanti region as residents protest the launch of government's community mining program. Also, the Ghana Education Service prepares special calendar for affected schools within areas affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage to make up for lost contact hours. Meanwhile, the government says it is looking for other funding support as it seeks to restore properties of affected victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage. Now, a group of concerned teachers in the Nanumba North District has issued notice of their intention to strike starting from November 30 if the government fails to supply them with their promised laptops. The group explains that an amount of 509 Ghana cedis was deducted from the accounts of all teachers across the country on November 28, 2021, for the provision of these laptops. The secretary of the group, Zibila Baba, tells Citi News despite the deduction, the teachers in the district are yet to receive the laptops.
We went to our GS office and they said the laptops will be given to us. That was around February this year. So they said the laptops will be given to us by July. So in July, we didn't hear any information. We went back and they said by November, our laptops will be given to us. We went to the GS office again and what we heard was they contacted the manufacturers and they said there is no TM1 laptops again. So we should expect the laptops in July next year. So we said no, we cannot wait until July again. When we were promised our laptops will be given to us this November. So the best thing we have to do is we have to stay out of post. We told them by 30th of November. So by 30th of November, if we are not getting any information from them or any feedback from them, we have to stay out of post until our laptops are given to us.
Ziblila Baba is the secretary to the concerned teachers of Nanumba Association. That'll be all for this edition of Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. For more news, log on to citinewsroom.com. My name is Zoe Abube-Eduardo, and I'll see you with
Wilma Ubobisa-Coleman.
Many thanks for your time.
Citi 97.3. More variety.